Hello friends! Today I'm going to be reviewing the TS-54, which is a double-barrel American heavy tank. Now, I must mention that this tank is being tested, right? It's a super test tank. The stats are probably going to change. They might even just scrap this thing altogether. I don't give a shit, I'm reviewing it anyway. This thing looks like it has quite strong armor. It doesn't. It's just that its penetration is only 200 millimeters, so that's pretty shit, especially for a heavy. So, as with every single new premium tank henceforth, your only option is gold. That's more like it. The turret, though, is still strong. It's always going to be strong. Look at this, 420 millimeters. Like, even a Yag is going to struggle to go through this. The gun mantlet, though, is still 310, so I guess some higher tier tanks can go through it. You do have a little tiny cupola, but Wargaming actually gave this thing weak spots that are not obvious and require some game knowledge. And it's these little rangefinders here. These are weak spots. And there you go. Even with gun depression, they're weak spots. And I think that's good. If this thing's hull down and you're fighting it and a shitter is like, oh no cupola, I don't know what to do, then you stand a good chance, right? But if somebody is knowledgeable, then they can aim for here. That's a joke, of course. Everybody's going to aim for here because of the armor penetration indicator. I'm not going to start talking about that again. What this tank reminds me of is the IS-22. Let me show you why. Less DPM, less pen. These are gold round pens. The IS-22 has 300 alpha. This is 280. So, similar. It's a 90 mil gun, 94 technically. It only carries 40 rounds. So, maybe Wargaming will change this so that it has a little more ammo, because this thing quite often runs out of ammunition. And because of this, you're pretty much forced to load all gold, maybe 1 or 2 HE rounds. The gun handling, it's got pretty bad aim time and pretty bad accuracy, but the dispersion values are pretty good. So this thing actually has comparable gun handling to another good tank that's really good at snapshotting. There we go, 703-2. And in my opinion, I think this is a fair way to balance heavy tank gun handling. The dispersion while turning and all that, it's small, right? So you're good at shooting at close range, hitting the cupolas, the weak spots, or the lower plates from close range. But the aim time and accuracy means this thing can't sit at the back and snipe. And I think that's a good thing for heavy tanks. And likewise, although this thing is not very accurate and takes forever to aim, it is good at snapshotting and it is good at close range. So I kind of like this tank. The speed is the same, almost the same as the IS-22. Worse power to weight and much worse ground resistances. So this thing is actually kind of slow, which is unfortunate. But yeah, there you go. All in all, this thing is sort of like an IS-22, and I kind of like the IS-22. Not for its armor. It's sort of nice having a DPM double barrel. So, here's my 2 cents. Because this tank is still under development, and it could go through a lot of changes before Wargaming releases it, my recommendation to Wargaming is make this a medium tank. I mean, you could sell this as the very first double barrel medium tank. I mean, here, check this out. Okay, it's 280 alpha damage. Look at that gun. That gun looks familiar, doesn't it? It's the Progetto's gun, which is also the T-42's gun, which is also the T-69's gun. All of which in common are medium tanks. So why is this a heavy? Well, it's probably a heavy because it has 2 guns, and it has turret armor. So, my idea of Wargaming is maybe nerf the hull. Alright, make this weak, but make it go 50 and give it a better power to weight. I think this thing would sell better if it was branded as the first double barrel medium, because let's be honest here, you're going to have a hard time selling a heavy tank that does 280 alpha. Like, this is a heavy tank with a medium gun, and that's not gonna sell, let's be real here. Especially when you compare it to this fucking thing. Like, really, if you think about it, like, this versus a Skoda or a 703, this feels like a medium tank in comparison with respect to the gun. So, that's my suggestion. Make this a double barrel medium, and I think this thing would be actually pretty fun. Because as it stands, the tank's gun is alright and the turret's alright, but it's kind of slow considering you don't really have hull armor. But there's my 2 cents about this unreleased super secret tank that I'm making a review of because I don't care. Now, let's watch some replays. Okay, so here we are on Safe Haven in the TS-54. So, I'm immediately gonna rush to the middle part because there's a nice cozy little hull down and my cupola is quite small and I'm gonna rely on the fact that people probably don't know the weak spot of this tank. So, I mainly fire doubles in this thing if I get the chance because, 500 whatever alpha just is fun. So, I'm hull down here. I'm gonna wait for somebody to poke around the corner because that's the meta of this game. Hull down. So now I'm examining my tank. The upper plate is... What I was doing is I was angling it so that my upper plate's even steeper, but I'm not showing my lower plate. That's what I was trying to do there. So, wait for unsuspecting victim. This is the nice thing about 2 shots, is that you can go for the double track, but the caliber is so low that you can't actually blow off the other track, so that's unfortunate. Now there's a VK that's side scraping, so this is pretty much unkillable with our 250 pen. This guy has like a bit of a corner plate, like that BZ just shot, and well, wow. Well, look at the timing on that. Well, at least this thing's got a nice reload. So I think sooner or later we decide to move up because, yeah, we're like, okay, Ferdinand wants to go up, and then Ferdinand doesn't want to go up. It's like almost he forgot that there was somebody here. So I'm like, oh, poop. He bounced. Wow, this armor must be pretty good. Well, he did bounce off like the edge corner of my turret, so if I didn't get lucky, he would have penned that one. So now I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, there's shit behind us that we could shoot instead. I'm like, hey, BZ, want to pay attention? Let's go get this stuff. And he's like, moving to cover your flank, and doesn't look at his minimap, it doesn't look behind him or anything.
Thanks a lot.
So here's this guy, he's side scraping too much. It doesn't pen, but oh well. And then this guy pokes. And then he gives me even clearer shot. So that's why I said I kind of like this gun, like having a faster reload and all that. This guy is firing AP and shot me in the turret, so yeah, of course I bounced. But yeah, it's this guy's on the reload and he's a double barrelable. He's doubleable. So of course I'm gonna just throw my tank away to put a double into him. I don't give a shit. It's a BZ that's down, so this is a huge help for our team. But yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of nice having a lower alpha and 2 barrels. It's like kind of versatile. You miss some shots, not so big of a deal. The problem is, I'm not sure if this is really suited to a heavy, especially one this slow, because although the terrain, or the engine power is sort of similar. Well, actually, first, nice double shot. Check this out. This IC gets tracked. He doesn't have gun depression. Don't worry, I got you, fam. Perfect. Teamwork right there. But like I was saying, because this thing has comparable engine power to the IS-22, but the ground resistance is much worse, this thing comes across as like pretty slow. So that's what I was saying, this thing could be pretty beastly if it was a medium tank. But anyway, I come over here, I'm like, okay, let's get a cheeky shot off. Here's a Barask not paying attention. Pre-charge it. There we go. And then we back up. Because if you look at the map, there's a whole bunch of TDs and camping mediums, and they have a light. So this is very, very bad for us. I'm not poking this just to get outlit and shit on by a bunch of TDs. I'm going to go back and defend the base. We're down 3k. They have a light tank. They're probably going to push our cap circle. So let's go back. Now, let's speed it up to where the action is. And yes, I have to speed up. This is 4 times speed. This thing is still kind of slow. But what can you do? I didn't mention it, but the equipment you can use on this is hardening, turbo, and vents. You don't need vert stabs because the dispersion is good already. Like, it's a 703, it doesn't need vert stabs. If you want, you could use an aiming device so that your accuracy is better. That's up to you. But yeah, that's a nice cheeky little double. Killed that guy. Now I'm going to sit over here, hull down. More or less hull down. I get lit, so I'm like, oh, great. So this even 90 is spotting us all out. And I'm like, oh, TS5, I could double him, right? He just got penned, so I'm like, oh, is he showing his lower plate? No, he's not. Alright, let's back up. He hits the snap. Okay, he's reloading. I know it looks like it should have hit the wall. Trust me, I've been playing double barrel so long, I know how to pre-charge this shit. So yeah, if you could pull pre-charges like that off, like snap around corners, this thing is a beast. Same with the 703. Like, charging before you come around a corner. Yeah, that's what you want to do. That's why the 703 is so great. Anyway, now I'm thinking, well, shit. They got a light and we don't. I really don't want to get outflanked. Like, just sit around in the base and have them circle us. I decide that maybe somebody's trying to flank us. Better to get the jump on them being right here, right? And then I'm like, oh, look, fucking even 90 right here. Oh, it's such a small shot. Do I take it? Do I? It's like, it's literally just his track and he's gone. So then I look at these guys. They're also behind cover. So, they're playing this perfectly. They're not making any mistakes. At least not to me. So I'm like, oh, come on. I really want this even 90 to die. I take a shot. It misses. Okay, he's not there. Again, looking at the minimap, that Scorpion G hasn't been lit and he's all the way at the back. He could be coming through the city. And that's what I was thinking. So I'm like, I want to fight him. Like, I want to get the jump on him. I don't want him to put a shot in the side of our turret when we're not paying attention. I want to kill him and free up the city. So, like, maybe he's up here, right? I get to here and I'm like, I don't really want to push any further because then the even 90 will spot me. And then our SU-130 PM gets killed and I'm like, oh, right, we don't really have enough tanks to do anything. We'll go for the camp. Scrape up as much damage as we can and then the game's over, right? Here we go. Always point your turret towards enemy, so if you get lit, the shit-ass accuracy in this game will make sure at least a few shots hit your turret. There's the TS-5, come on. Oh, he's in cover. Here's the even 90, come on. I want to put a shot into him. I really, really want to kill this even 90. If we kill him, we can win the game. So, I think he fired one, so I'm going to fire on the move at his roof, because his roof is weak, and it actually hits. That's the thing with the low dispersion, is that you don't really have to aim. However, this is very unfortunate. This is the problem with playing with ping. Look, I'm aiming at him. I move, but the reticule lagged behind because my ping is high. And that is very unfortunate because lag compensation did not compensate for me that time. I was fully tracking his movements and the game was slow. It wasn't me, it was the game. Anyway, so this SU's up there. He kills this guy. I'm like, damn, he has a shot. This guy's hull down. I'm like, fuck, well... You gotta do something, so like maybe I can get out. No, I can't get out. He was waiting, and the game's lost. But the point is, TS-54. It's not terrible. It's not bad. I think if it was faster, given that the alpha damage is so low, I might have explored the city more and quicker, flushed it out, realized that nobody was there, and then probably maybe made some flanking maneuvers. But I'm just too slow, so I don't want to be isolated and take that risk. That's why I went back. So there you go. I mainly showed you this replay because of the funny situation I had with the little IS-3A. I thought that was pretty humorous. But yes, on to the next replay. Alright, here we are in a tier 6 game. Well, tier 8 game with tier 6s. And we're going to take this route because I think it's funner. Going where the other guys go. Going this way. I don't know, just seems like a hull down, campy, snipe. I don't find that very entertaining. So I'm gonna YOLO in this way. Let's get in here. You might eat some shots coming in, or not. Hopefully not. But this is nice. We're gonna be fighting a KV-5. He has similar alpha to me, but I have 2 guns. He has 1. That one was on the move. Let's aim for the cupola, or the machine gun turrets or whatever they are. Those are not very good shots. Come on, let's get our head out of our ass. There we go, that's a better shot there. Also, I'm not sure if I do it in this replay, but there is a sneaky way around this. I'll show you that in a bit. So now I'm thinking, oh, right, I'm a top tier heavy. I should probably get on, get a move on. And there, that's what you can do. Now, what I just did is not very smart, because there's always going to be a shit ton of TDs back there that are going to snipe you. But I'm like, you know what? I don't care. That's basically what it was. I'm like, I don't care. I want to progress the game. I don't want to sit and do nothing all game. If I die, I die. I don't give a shit. And turns out, they're not there. So, good. There's a little tier 6. This guy clips my track. Unfortunate. I'm thinking, alright, let's let's maybe get into cover and fight this KV5 because he doesn't have very good pen. So maybe I could actually afford to bounce. Let's put a double into his R2D2 and he's dead. So I'd say that was a pretty good encounter. I'm playing a bit like a retard. And I was like, oh right, that corner. You can get shot by that corner. Completely forgot. So I'm like peeking my tank here, trying to bait them into firing. And then I'm thinking, oh, maybe I could shoot these mediums, but they're already pre-aimed here. Maybe I'll side scrape. Let's get a double in, alright? If I hit this... Yep. So that's why I said you know, like the 703, you don't really have to aim. You just shoot, and, you know, it works. So, if you notice, I'm playing kind of like a retard. That's just how it is. It is what it is. It's kind of... When this game throws so much shit at you, you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to really try anymore. If I have a good game, then it's all down to RNG. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and side scrape in this tiny little crevice. And I actually get penned, so I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. See if I get penned again. Yeah, he actually did pen again, so I'm like, oh, okay, so I can't side scrape. Fine. You want to be like that? Fine. So there you go. That's why the double is nice. You can fire one, fire two, and then your reload's not that long. So, okay, now the side scraping's working. That shot kind of missed. Oh, KV2, back up. Don't tunnel vision. I see a KV2 coming. I don't really want to eat a shot from him. He's gonna do like 300 damage to me, but he actually does no damage, so that's pretty lucky. I guess he shot me. Yeah, he shot me in the gun matlet. So armor not hit for him. So anyway, I'm like, let's put a shot into that. I interrupted my reload, but I'm like, yeah, well, damage is damage. I'm not really in a rush. So we're kind of playing very aggressively, but I feel like you should. And I'm like, should I poke this? Nah, this KV2 is probably reloaded by now. I don't really feel like becoming a one-shot just yet. This guy, can I double this guy? Nope. Okay, fine. How about this Type 62? Can I have a shot on this Type 62? I do. Let's put a double into him. Always put a double. It's fun. There we go. Because, like, with this thing, you fire a double, your DPM drops, but do I really need DPM right now? No, not really. Here's the KV2. I'm not really sure what he was aiming at, but oh well. Alright, so I noticed, hey, look, there's a Type 62 light tank. We should take out the light. And, well, you know, the first shot misses. And this isn't exactly the smallest shot I could hit. But okay, we'll go for another shot. Perhaps blind. That kind of where he was, so that one missed as well. He gets lit again. I'm thinking of shooting the SU, but I'm like, nah, better off kill the lights, because light tanks late game are pretty dangerous. Armor not hit. But yeah, normally I'd go for the damage on the SU, but again, light tanks are important, so killed them that time. Finally hit the shot. So yeah, the accuracy's kind of poop. And that's what I was saying. That's what I think heavy tanks should be like. You know what I mean? Like, close range, they're really good at brawling, hitting the weak spots. Long range, not so good. I think that's how heavy tanks should be. But, like, I don't understand why you need to have a gigantic bloom and, like, a 10-second aim time when you're in a brawl with, like, another heavy. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I'm like, oh, look, something that can double. Very satisfying indeed. It's satisfying knowing the fact that I'll be reloaded in, like, 15 seconds and we're all gonna be all good. So. But yes, Quickie Baby will tell you, don't ever fire a double unless you can secure the kill. I have to disagree with that. Fire a double when either they're not paying attention, and if you fire one shot, they will suddenly pay attention, and you might not be able to get to fire the second one, right? So like somebody is like peeking around a corner with the turret turned. You fire a double, because if you fire one, he's gonna be like, oh shit, and then pull back. You know what I mean? So you fire a double when somebody's not paying attention, and shooting them will cause them to fall back. That's when you should fire a double. You could also fire a double when you understand that something may not be in front of you for very long, like that light tank, and you don't need DPM. That's when you could fire a double. I fire double pretty much always. Like, any chance I get, I will fire a double like that. The only time I don't fire a double is if, well, they're a one-shot, like 300 HP, or I'm actually in a close range brawl and I need DPM. But as you can see, We've done 5k damage. We only have 9 shots left. And I did take 4 HE rounds, because I figured I could double a Scorpion and a SU with HE, right? But let's see, what's the HE damage anyway? 370. So yeah, it's okay, I guess. But yeah, that's 7 kills, TS-54. I never got 7 kills in the Udarni because it blows ass. But this thing is, I think, the combination of a decent DPM with good armor, or at least turret armor, but most importantly, a double barrel, but it still has a good reload. I think this is a good gun for a medium. I like it on the IS-22, but I would never say the IS-22 is a very good tank. I just said I like it. This thing, I think, could be very fun and very cool if it went 50 or 55, nerf the armor a little bit, and boom, double barrel medium. First of its kind. Buy now. Sell, sell. So, yeah, there you go. That's my 2 cents about this tank. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, because I know there's going to be a few people in the comments thinking this,
this tank is good the way it is. I don't want it to be overpowered. We don't need faster tanks with more turret armor and big double barrels. I think Wargaming should just keep the stats the same.
To that, I say...
Okay. I fully understand what you're trying to tell me. I'm telling you, no. Hell no. Okay? Fuck yourself, retard.